Question 16. Colin took a sample of 80 football players. He recorded the total distance in kilometres each player ran in the first half of their matches on Sunday. Colin drew the box plot for his results. First question is to work out the interquartile range. So the interquartile range will be the length along the box. Here, that's the difference between the lower quartile and the upper quartile. So it's important when we do this to know what the scale is standing for. So if I look between 5.5 and 6, I can see there are 10 small squares. So each, we're going to need 2 squares then to stand for 0.1. I'll make that a bit clearer. So 2 squares for 0.1. So we can see then that the upper quartile is 5.5 and then 2 more squares, that's 5.6. Now the lower quartile is 3 squares below the 5, so that's going to be 4.85. And the difference between those two numbers is the interquartile range, and that's going to be 0.75. And that's for your first 2 marks in this question. Now for part B, we've got to work out the number of players who ran a distance of more than 5.6 kilometres, remembering that there are 80 players in Colin's sample. Well, 5.6 was our upper quartile, so that in a box plot there is 25% of your scores will be above the upper quartile, and 25% of 80 is of course 20. So there are 20 players then that ran a distance of more than 5.6 kilometres. To part C, Colin also recorded the total distance each player ran in the second half of their matches. He drew the box plot below for this information. So we need to compare the distribution of distances run in the first half with the distributions of distances run in the second half. So first of all we want to look at the medians, and we can see they're quite different, and we can see that they're running further in the first half than the second half. We can work out the median. It's 4.75 in the second half, and it's 5. Let's have a look at this. It's halfway between 5.5 and 5. Yeah, it's 5.3. So we've got 4.75 and 5.3. So I'll write down that information. On average, using the median, they ran 0.55 kilometres further in the first half. The 0.55 comes from 5.3, subtract 4.75. And the interquartile ranges are identical. In fact, if you look at the distribution in the second half, you're going from 5.1 down to 4.35, and that's a difference of 0.75 as well, so the spread of scores are similar by the interquartile range. And that's your answer.